What's happening, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Brian Mello with Marty's Buick, GMC, and Chevrolet, and in today's video, we'll be discussing the production halt at GM's Bowling Green assembly plant after some seriously insane weather hit the area. If you're new to the channel, or maybe you're coming back for more, be sure to smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't already. I upload fresh General Motors related content every single week, so if that's something that you're into, be sure to tune in. Let's get into it. All right, so I'm sure by now most of you have heard about the unfortunate news in regards to the tornadoes that tore across about 6 states, I believe, over the weekend. And one of those tornadoes in particular landed in Kentucky, where it traveled across over 200 miles, destroying pretty much everything in its path. I could not believe, as I'm sure many others can attest to, what I was seeing on the news when I turned the TV on.
We do want to bring in now Todd Alcott. He is the mayor of Bowling Green, Kentucky. He is with us on the phone. Mr. Mayor, thank you so much for your time, especially while you must just be stretched so thin.
You know, I've got a lot of friends that live in Kentucky. Thankfully, all of them are okay, but I know there are people who were not so lucky. My heart goes out to all the families, you know, all the people who lost loved ones, people that lost their homes, their businesses. You know, this was the most devastating tornado in Kentucky's state history. And for anyone who would like to donate in order to help out the relief efforts, I'm going to go ahead and leave a link to I found one website that I could verify was legitimate. It's a government website. I'm going to leave a link to that in the description below. It is to the Western Kentucky Tornado Relief Fund. Remember that every little bit helps. You know, no donation is too big. No donation is too small. With that said, the storm did rear its ugly head at GM's Bowling Green assembly plant. This is, of course, where the company builds the Corvette. And after assessing the damage, which included not just wind damage, but also fire damage, which we can see here thanks to a Facebook Live video captured by a local resident. I'll leave a link to that full video in the description below as well. Chevrolet has been forced to halt production for at least a week, which may not sound like a big deal, but as anyone who's been in the market for a Corvette or shopping for a Corvette knows, the demand for Chevy's crown jewel has vastly exceeded the supply. And, you know, the Bowling Green assembly plant has been dealing with multiple supply chain issues all year long, whether it was just semiconductors or just other parts required to complete the car. You know, they have been absolutely struggling and pretty much unable to, you know, keep up with the demand for the car. So, you know, Tony Johnson, the Chevrolet's director of car and crossover marketing, actually said back in July that they were not even close, nowhere close to catching up for the demand when it comes to the new Corvette. So throw this into the mix, you know, not something that we want to see. Obviously not the biggest, you know, problem, but, you know, something to note. As of now, Chevrolet does plan to restart production on December 20th, but if I had to take a guess, there may be a few variables that could extend downtime at the facility. I think one thing we can be sure of is that we can expect the prices of Corvettes to continue to climb as we move further into this month. And as for the well-known Corvette Museum, a lot of people were like, what happened to the Corvette Museum? They did post this to their social media account on the 11th, which states, the museum was spared from significant damage, but the facility is still without power. Like much of the Corvette neighborhood, roads are still in a hazardous condition. The NCM Motorsports Park has sustained significant damage to the property, and all events, including Twinkle at the track, are canceled until further notice. We would like to thank our emergency responders for ensuring Bowling Green's safety during last night's historic storms and encourage those in our area to only travel when safe to do so. All things considered, GM's assembly plant as well as the Corvette Museum got off easy when compared to what happened to many other neighboring areas. And once again, I just would like to remind everyone, if you're interested in making a small donation, you can donate as little as $5 to help the tornado relief efforts in Kentucky. You know, there are a lot of families that are going to need help. That link will be in the description below. As always, I'd like to thank you all for watching. If you made it this far in the video, if you could help me out, smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't already. It would mean the world to me. Be sure to check out my friends over at gmpartsdepartment.com for all your GM OEM parts needs, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Thanks again.